Hi scholars, I'm really glad that you joined me for today's art lesson. Today we're going to learn what our art project is for the entire week. Okay, so this week we're going to be working on just one project and today is day one. Okay, so on day one, that means we're just going to get started. We're not going to finish today. That's all right, that's okay because we have day two. If you don't finish on day two, then you can always use Friday for day three. Okay, so today, Monday is day one, Wednesday is day two, and then Friday, if you need some more time, Friday can be your day three. All right, scholars, so before we learn what our project is, let's look back on this lady's life right here. This lady, we remember, is Frida Kahlo. We learned last week that Frida Kahlo was a Mexican painter and artist, and that she was born in 1907 and went through a lot of health struggles and kind of had a tough life when she was growing up. But then when she became an adult, she was a really, really famous artist for something called self-portraits. So before we talk about our project, let's look back and let's remember what a self-portrait is. So a self-portrait is when you make a painting or a drawing and it's of yourself. So there's no other people in it. You are the star of your self-portrait, right? An easy way for us to remember that is whenever we see the word self, it means the same thing as the word you. So whenever we see a self-portrait, you can think of it like a you portrait, where you make a portrait of you. All right, scholars, I know it sounds a little bit funny, but remember that self and you mean the same thing. All right, so I want us to look at this self-portrait of Frida just as an example. All right, we can see that she is the only person, we can see that she is the star of her self-portrait. There's no other people. And we can see that she added a lot of stuff to tell us about herself. So she tells us all about how she loves bright colors. She tells us about how she loves nature with the birds. She tells us about her style and the way that she dressed. And that's what a self-portrait does. It tells everybody else all about you. All right, scholars? So our project this week is a self-portrait. That means at the end of the week, every single scholar is going to have a self-portrait to share with their family, with me, and with all your other teachers, okay? But before we can get started, we need to remember a few things, okay? So the first thing I want you to remember is that you are the only person in it. I don't want to see your parents, I don't want to see your family, I don't want to see your friends or your teachers, anybody else, okay? I want to learn about you. So that means you're going to be the only person. Remember, you are the star, okay? The second thing, I want you to remember to use your self-portrait to tell me about yourself, okay? So don't just leave your self-portrait, don't just draw your face and then draw nothing else. I want to know what your life is like. I want to know what you like to do. I want to know if you have pets. I want to know if you enjoy hobbies. Okay, so I want to learn about you. I don't just want to see your face. Capiche, scholars? 3, I want you to add a background. This is very, very important because remember, if you just leave everything blank and all you draw is yourself, it doesn't tell me anything. And it's a lot of wasted space. Okay, so we're going to fill up our papers by adding a background. All right, and we're going to look at this self-portrait of Frida and we're going to see if she checks off all of these points, okay? So the first thing, let's check. Is she the only person in her self-portrait? Let's see. Well, when we look at it, there's no other people, so she checks that one off. Now let's see if she used her self-portrait to tell us about her life. Well, I think she does because you know what? She shows us her pets. She shows us her hairstyle. She shows us the way she liked to dress. So she definitely tells us about herself. She gets that big check on number 2. And then we're going to see if she added a background. Her background here is all these leaves and all these natures. And even behind the leaves, she put another background. She put the sky. All right, so she gets another big check for that one. All right, scholars? So since today is day 1 of our project. Today we're just gonna sketch, all right? Remember how in class, our first day is always the sketching day? Whenever we get to sketch, we get to practice, and we get to make sure everything is just right. That's what I want you to do today. I want you to sketch, and remember that sketch is the same as practicing, okay? Repeat after me. Sketch equals practice. One more time. Sketch equals practice. Good job, guys. So, since a sketch is practice, remember, it's not gonna be perfect. That's A-okay. Remember, you're gonna use a pencil. It's very, very important that you use a regular pencil. So if we use markers or if we use paint or colored pencils, we can't erase those. So if you wanna fix something or if you wanna add something, you need to make sure that you're using a regular pencil. That way, you can do whatever you want to for your sketch. All right? The last thing is that there's not gonna be any color. Okay, so it's kind of like number 2. We're not gonna use any color because remember, we can't erase with that color, okay? All right, so now let's take a look at kind of what our sketches are gonna start to look like, okay? The very first thing I want you to do whenever you do your self-portrait is sketch yourself, okay? Remember, you're the most important part in this. So if you forget to sketch yourself, that's not a self-portrait anymore, all right? So the very first thing that you should do is sketch yourself. You'll sketch your face, maybe you'll sketch your body, you'll sketch yourself, make sure that you are the star, and then that's when you start to add, afterwards, all of these fun things, okay? So let's use another example. Let's pretend that Miss Quinones wants to make a self-portrait. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, right, is sketch my face. But then, if I want to show everybody what I like to do or my favorite things, then that's what's going to go behind me. So it would be me, I'm the center of attention, and then maybe it would be a paintbrush because I like to paint, and then maybe it would be a violin because I like to play the violin. So that's what I want yours to look like, okay? Remember, you're the center of attention. You're going to draw yourself first in your sketch, and then you can add all these extra things all around you. All right, scholars? So now it is your turn, and this is what I want you to return to me, okay? So you're gonna create your self-portrait sketch. Everyone say that on the count of 3. Self-portrait sketch. One more time. Self-portrait sketch. Remember, this is day 1, so you're just gonna do the sketch. All right, and your sketches are gonna tell me and everyone else all about you. So remember, you can put your favorite place, you can put your pets, you can put your favorite things to do, you can put your favorite foods, anything that you want that's about you is A-okay, all right? And since it's just gonna be about you, remember there's no other people. That's the most important part in all of this. Then you're gonna show it to me in a video or in a picture, and you're gonna explain to me what you drew. Okay, so this is really, really important because if we've never met before, you have to explain to me everything that you've done for your sketch, okay? Remember, if you want to use Flipgrid to turn things in, these are the steps that you're gonna follow, okay? So first you're gonna go to flipgrid.com on your Chromebook, then you're gonna put the code. This is the code for 2nd grade. Make sure that you're putting in the code for your grade, okay? So if you're in 2nd grade this year, then you're gonna put in this first code. If you're in 3rd grade, you're gonna put in the bottom code, okay? After you put in the code, you just join with your school email like always. Capiche, scholars? I'm really, really excited to see everybody's sketches, and I'm even more excited to see how they turn out at the end of the week. All right, let me know if you have any questions, and I'm really looking forward to seeing your sketches, guys. I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.